What's up, guys? We're actually fixing something today. We're going to be taking a look at this black Game Boy. It's the original Game Boy series, but the black edition belongs to one of my friends, and the contrast isn't working, and I'll show you guys that in just a second. So we're going to check it out, open, take a look inside, see if we can figure out what's going on, maybe fix it, and we'll go from there. So let's check it out. So the problem we're having with this guy is when you turn it on, okay, no problem. If you try to adjust the contrast, let's wait to get something on screen here. The whole picture just disappears until you get to that one point. So that's obviously a problem. So we're going to be taking a look at this contrast knob, see if we can figure out how to fix it. Alright, here we go. Alright, so digging in here, we do have several screws to pull out. One of the things to note with the Game Boys is they do use these little tri-wing screws, which you do have to use a special screwdriver for. I bought one off eBay, I think, a million years ago. But it's the same tri-wing bit all the other Nintendo things use. So some of their cartridges, all the Game Boys, the DS's, they all use these little tri-wings. So it's a good handy screwdriver to have. Alright, so these last four screws we might be able to get out until we take this apart. But we'll deal with that in a minute. So here we go, opening it up. And right away we get a little bit of tension here. That's because there's a couple of boards here. So what it is, we're going to flip over, dump these screws out, and then I'll show you what's going on the inside. So all six of these are the same size, so it's not really a big deal there. And inside, we do have this little ribbon cable connecting the two boards. To get that off, you're going to pull this one down. This guy should just pull right out. Okay. And contrast knob is on the screen side. That's contrast, right? Yeah. So this is the switch we're actually dealing with. I'm not 100% sure how we're going to deal with that yet, so let's pull this actual board off and we'll get a better look at how it looks on the other side. Get a better idea of what we're actually looking at. So let's set this guy aside. We don't actually need that part of the system at all. Copyright 89. So inside we actually have normal Phillips screws, so you can set that tri-wing aside at this point. So we'll just pull all these screws and we'll get the board out. Alright, so we do have these 4 tabs here as well, 3 tabs rather. If memory serves, that's what actually holds the screen to this board, but I don't think we have to actually take the screen out. I think the screen isn't physically attached to the front. I think it stays attached to this board. So we're going to try and see if we can pull this board up, or we're going to see if I'm just wrong. One of the problems is with these shafts here, you have to come up evenly on all the sides or else they don't want to let go. And that's a little difficult to do. Prior tool here helps a little bit. Okay. And just as a side note, I'm not putting any pressure on this as I pull it up either. I'm feeling some kind of resistance in here. I'm not really sure what's holding this down over there, so let's see if we can peek in. Okay, so there's a small amount of adhesive from the window that got stuck on the screen, and that's what was holding us down. So there's our actual Game Boy button pads and all. We're going to clean those up a little bit. There's a little bit of gunk on the board here. We'll clean that off before we're done. So it doesn't look like there's really an easy way to get into the contrast wheel, but you can see here. So you can see here on the wheel, I've got this little like bit of corrosion on it. That's going to be our problem. Inside this wheel, there's little contacts. I bet you those are going to be corroded too. So we're going to have to actually get this assembly apart and clean it out, or otherwise replace that switch. So let's just desolder this, get the switch off so we can get a better look at it, and then we'll go from there. So soldering iron's not hot yet, so I'm going to clean this board up while we're waiting for that. Let's get that plugged in first. As we clean these boards off, we're just going to use a pretty standard technique. We're just going to use my toothbrush, a little bit of blue glass cleaner. And one of the keys here is you want this thing very, very dry. Just a little splash of cleaner on it to get it wet, and that's it. You don't want it sopping wet. But it does such a good job cleaning these things up. The backside actually is pretty good. We're not going to fiddle with it too much. I did see a little bit of gunk on this battery charging board back here. Definitely going to give that a little scrub. We might see if we can clean that cartridge slot too, but it's pretty hard to get to and it's not having any problems, so I don't really need to. Alright, I'll let the soldering iron charge up and we'll be back. Alright, soldering iron's all heated up. Let's get to see if we can get you guys a better view of what we're doing here. Alright, so this is the guy we're taking care of here. Obviously it's pretty small, you can see how big my fingers are here, but I have huge hands so it doesn't say much. So we're just using a standard desoldering pump and iron, and take this guy off. We've got a little bit sticking on this side, so we're just going to put a little bit of downward pressure on this, very, very light pressure, and then we're going to burn our left hand really bad on the soldering iron, and just give it a little tack. Should come right off. So it looks like it might be stuck somewhere else on here. Let's take a look. So it's not coming off. There's a few feet back here, and it looks like they're right here on the screen. We probably could get to those without taking the screen off, but I really don't want to mess this up because it's not mine. So we'll pop this little button here, which should release the screen on this side. Oh, there's a screw up here too. Well, we'll just be careful. Also, burned myself in the iron just now. My peripheral vision's not very good, and I just kind of reached around and grabbed it and hit it like that. Wasn't very smart. Sorry I didn't catch it on camera. So with these guys, we're just gonna be super careful, keep the heat on this side of the plastic. And knock them off nice and easy. Alright, if you guys aren't very experienced with soldering iron, I would say definitely take these off before you do this. Take the screen off first, but two main reasons. I'm in a hurry because I gotta be somewhere in like 2 hours, and also I am actually good at soldering, so it's fine. Alright, so whole thing falls off, good to go. So switch, looks like, quote, not user serviceable, but we'll see what we can do about that. So I can figure out a better idea of how to get the switch open without breaking it. I saw some guides that said you can like drill out this hole, but if you drill out the hole, how do you put it back on? Alright, so we tried a couple things. Didn't really want to, doesn't seem like it's going to open easily. So what I've done is put pressure on the back side and rotate it around so we can like grind some of that dirt out of there, like that. Kind of go a little bit at a time, pushing against it till you hit the full motion, and then a little bit of compressed air up under the cap here. See if we can pull out any of that crap there. So I'm going to actually go ahead and throw this back in, and we'll see if that made any difference at all. And then that'll determine if we actually need to disassemble this switch or not. So let's do that. One small problem is I can't actually see these nubs back here, so that could be an issue. I don't feel any more hitches in it, so let's see if this actually worked. And if not, we'll pull it back off and do a little deeper cleaning. One thing that I would do with this, if I had it, is there's a company for, I want to say it's Peavey. They make guitar accessories. There's an electric guitar cleaner called Funk Out. And basically what that is it's made for vintage guitars and audio equipment and what have you, where they have the same problem where gunk gets inside of it over the years. And it's the special cleaner that's made to spray on these things, run them around a little bit, and it actually corrodes all the skin cells and everything out of it. It makes the switch run like new again. So if I had some of that, that's probably what I would use on this. But I don't, so I'm not. Easy as that. So that's in there, that's in there. Throw some batteries in, fire it up and see what happens. That doesn't seem to be working at all. So that definitely did fix it. So side note, this speaker does not like to go in its hole. You kind of need to put it in before you put the board in, apparently. Okay, so sometimes I'm a dummy. So if you look back here carefully, you'll notice that this leg here didn't make it through the hole, and neither did that one or that one. So none of the actual electrical leads of the switch are in place. Which is probably why the screen didn't work. So I guess we need to fix that. Yeah. It's not called Smart Projects, folks. Right, lights. Much better. I can see what I'm doing now. From this side, we need to poke all three of those legs back in. We're going to pull back just a smidge. Just a smidge. And we'll use dental pick. So we'll take the flat end of the dental pick and we'll just kind of, yeah, is that still in the frame? Yeah, okay. We'll just take and bend the pins in a little bit from the side. Push down just a little bit, get them in the hole. Push this guy in, get it in the hole. Okay. We've definitely gone through all the holes this time. And we're going to stick something under here to hold it up while we do this. I guess this sponge might work. Keep some pressure against it while we're soldering these feet back in. Okay, there it is. I do see it this time. As opposed to thinking I see it like we did last time. So to do this with pressure, it's going to be a little more difficult. So I have to get around my finger. Alright. Let's see if that works. Okay, batteries in. Game in. Let's fire it up and see what we got. Okay. Fairly smooth transition there. There's dead pixel on the screen here, just need some pressure put on it. So yeah, that seems to have worked. So let's get this reassembled with the actual proper pressure plate in here, and see if we need to pad this anymore to get that line to go away. Going back together, we actually probably don't even need to disconnect this. I'm pretty sure we can do this. Keynote, I think I mentioned earlier, get the speaker in first. It's something I learned today, because the board overlaps it slightly. Makes it a lot easier to get back in there. Let's see if these screen screws reattached. So one thing I just noticed is all the screw holes where I actually put a screw have little circles around them on the side, and that's really cool. I didn't know that before. That might be unique to this version. This is the 6th revision, it looks like, from '89. So I don't know how the older ones did that. I have a old brick gray one around here somewhere. We can open it up and look at that, but it's more of a curiosity thing than it is anything useful. Well, there's this little picture here. I don't know if you can see it or not now. Do not put a screw here. Good job, Nintendo. It's actually very useful, not sarcastic at all. That sounded sarcastic as I said that, but really no sarcasm. Alright, so let's check this one more time before we get the last set of screws in. So, good news is we fixed one problem. We got another. So this will be part 1 of this video, which is how to fix that contrast switch. Part 2, we're going to open this back up and I'll show you how to address these lines. So, that's going to do it for now. Hit like, subscribe, see you in the next one.